A recent project that we did with the Brook was really special as far as I was concerned because of kind of seeing people's journeys and how open they were with sharing personal experiences as well as the challenges of work. But really kind of having those epiphany moments, those light bulb moments of how they were taking kind of different elements of behavioral science, but really embedding them practically. So they talked about kind of some of how they use the conversations at home with friends and family, but also kind of in the challenges they were facing with supporting members of the communities they were working with. But you could really see people light up when they kind of had those epiphany moments, and that kind of is really special element of kind of what we do, I think.
And I think what I liked about that one was that you can get quite complex and in depth about everything, but they really took home some top tips that could change instantly. And that's what I loved hearing about when they'd say, oh, just after that last session, I went and tried it in the field, and it's so quick. So sometimes you can work on the longer term things, but also there's lots of short term things you can change really, really quickly. And I think that's really interesting and empowering that behaviour is so complex, but there's some things you can change relatively quickly.
Yeah, because it's that whole thing, isn't it? It's people seeing those sort of incremental improvements. And every tiny thing that we do has an impact, and actually we can do tiny things that lead to like some amazing changes. Yeah, and that's really, really special. What are your kind of aspirations for the year ahead?
Wow. That's so exciting. I mean, I love doing some of the things we're developing so far. So we're developing the courses, and we really want to have feedback from that to see how people are using it, because what we love is when people tell us about how they're using it, and we form those networks, and that's what it's all about. I think we've got some really interesting work coming up. We're involved with now in the equestrian sector, so we're both, horses are our long-held passion, and to be doing a really kind of deep and meaningful project about that is going to be awesome. So really looking forward to delving into that issue in more detail. What about you?
Yeah, I think there's sort of the being able to do something meaningful on the equine welfare issue is a kind of really important aspect, because there's so many different elements there. It's very complex. We can apply lots of different elements of human behaviour change, which can be very geeky about in terms of the system and how we can support that. But also, I suppose, talking and growing the community around human behaviour change and the work that we're doing with other sectors. So you mentioned about the regenerative agriculture, but also some of the work that we've been doing connected to human well-being and human health. And I suppose that's one of the such exciting elements of what we do is that community element of kind of people coming together for the collective good, but also the fact it covers absolutely everything. Us humans, we are involved in absolutely everything. So it's that kind of actually looking at how we can use behavioural science, because whatever we do, our actions for good, for bad, we're there. And actually, if we can all collaboratively work together, build this community, we can really make a difference, I think. We can really harness behavioural science in the areas of animal welfare, in the areas of environment conservation, human well-being. It's all interconnected. All of our well-being is interconnected. And like behavioural science, I think that's one of the things I feel very passionately about is behavioural science is really kind of the key to that.
It feels so practical as well, doesn't it? Because often when we're thinking about how to apply a model or a theory of behaviour science, and we're discussing that with a team, whoever's going to be implementing it and taking it on, we sort of practice on ourselves. And I think that's so. We have some really funny stories of trying to, embed our own habits, and when we're sort of HBCing ourselves and trying to change our own behaviour so that we really know the feelings of and all those challenges around change. And I think that's something that's really fun. And I think the fact that it permeates everything, as you say, so that other people, they can see how it improves their work and kind of practice it in little ways, practice it in their daily lives, and with whatever challenge or issue they want to engage further in. So yeah, I like that element.
Yeah, I think we definitely we have learned so much. I know that we've swapped stories about kind of things that have worked and haven't worked in our day-to-day lives, and it really does shine a light on the start with yourself first of all. And like everything I do, I seem to sort of kind of use human behaviour change to try and kind of cement it, whether it's eating healthier, drinking less, less wine,
I have to drink more water.
Yeah, more water,
less wine.
more exercise, trying to get fit, particularly you get to a certain age. It's that kind of like keeping active through to sort of CPD, you know, learning more, trying to continue that professional learning. And, you know, there's so many exciting things. Like yesterday at NEP, for example, I was just thinking, I want to learn about all these plant species. But it's kind of, you know, you can use behavioural science in everything you do, like that practical element of building up those elements in your day-to-day routine of kind of how you fit things in, but also how you look after yourself. I think, you know, it's kind of made me reflect quite a lot on that kind of care for yourself, but also how you can kind of support others in that journey, because, you know, we do live in some quite challenging times at the moment, and you know, that this is something that can support people in that as well.